This video today is a short video on how to have love in your life. It can really be distilled into a few steps that are important. If you want to have love in your life, the first step that's necessary is to work on, to learn about loving yourself. You see, what we project to the outside world, what comes out of us, it's like a piece of fruit. If you squeeze a piece of fruit, what comes out of that fruit? The juice from that fruit. Whatever's in it is what comes out. So the first thing we need to do if we want to have a life of love, to experience love in our life, is to spend time thinking about how we can love ourselves better, about loving ourselves. And that means taking time each day, and I recommend in the morning, before your busy day starts, to concentrate on the things that you should be grateful for, the things you're glad of, the things you appreciate about yourself, your health, just the kind of person you are, and focus on that to give yourself credit for everything you've done and to appreciate the things about yourself that are special. We have to learn to love ourselves, warts and all, if we're going to love other people. The next step would be to extend your love, your feelings of love, to others. You can call it caring, you can call it goodwill, whatever you want, but to give to others without an expectation, and this is important, without an expectation of something in return. Like if you do a good deed for someone or do something special, but in the back of your mind you're waiting for them to send you a thank you card, or to thank you in person, or to appreciate what they've done, what you've done, or how you've treated them, then you're going down the wrong path, because you're attaching a condition to it. If you want to be loving, you have to be able to give to others, to be sensitive to others, to be caring to others, because that's what you do. Just like the juice is in a piece of fruit. It's because that's the kind of fruit it is. You give, you love, you do loving things, you do kind things, because that's who you are. No conditions, like, well, yes, but they should thank me. Well, it would be nice. It would be nice if every time we did something, that people just ran to us and thanked us profusely, but that probably doesn't happen most of the time. It doesn't mean that people don't appreciate what you do, but they may not express it. They may not feel comfortable expressing it. Or they may not think about it at the time. But you can't condition your goodwill and good tidings and good deeds on whether somebody appreciates it or not. Give of yourself, extend love to others. And the other thing that happens when you do that is you feel good about what you've done. You'll appreciate what you've done. You love yourself for what you've done. And it feeds back into the first step about loving yourself and caring for yourself. One important thing about having love in our lives is our relationships with others. That could be significant others, it could be friends, it could be co-workers, it could be family. We have to decide where those relationships play in our life. I would suggest that relationships should be important. It doesn't mean that we have to give our power to other people and say, well, what they think and what they believe and what they do is more important than what I want. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to look at your relationships. Let's say you are nagging your children because their homework is not up to your expectations. They're getting C minuses and you think they're capable of B pluses. Well, you have to look at the situation and ask yourself, is my relationship with my children or my child more important than whether he or she gets a B or a C? Yes, it may be true that they have greater ability than they're displaying right now. It may be true that they're not studying efficiently or don't care about schoolwork in the way that you would like. But you have to have rules and you want to have structure in your family. But there comes a point where you have to decide, now, is my relationship with my child, in this example, more important than my arguing with him or her day after day about the grades that they got on their last report card? And it might be that you might say, my relationship is more important. If it's going to be C's and C minuses, a D plus in a class, maybe I should just accept that and express my wishes and desires. But do you want to lose the relationship with your child over whether or not they got on the honor roll or not? I'm not going to make that decision for you. I'm just saying it's something to consider. You don't need to fight a civil war over every issue. You want to pick your battles wisely. And is it worth jeopardizing your relationship with a loved one? Is always the way you want to look at relationship issues. And if you say, no, it isn't worth jeopardizing my relationship, harming my relationship, then maybe you want to tread lightly in that area. Maybe you don't want to bring up that topic. You don't want to bring that subject up, or at least be careful how you do it. Do it in a diplomatic way. Relationships and how you treat them go a long way toward fostering a loving life for yourself. And that feeds into the last point that I would mention, and that is that to love others and to love ourselves, it's important to accept others as they are. Accept ourselves as we are. It doesn't mean that we have to say that things are perfect and we don't wish that things were different and so on. There's always room for improvement in our personal lives and I suppose in our relationships, and the people we know could be better than they are. But it's important, if we want to have a loving, full, fulfilling life, that we accept where other people are. We accept where we are, to be comfortable in our own skin and to be comfortable with others. They're making their way through life the best way they know how, and they're making mistakes. And what they do about those mistakes is their problem and concern, not yours. So think about those 4 things as you work on having a better love life with yourself and with others. Practice loving yourself, positive focus, concentration on affirmations and uplifting things. Spend time around uplifting people. Extend love to others in a giving way and make it a one-way. Don't worry about whether they appreciate it and love you back. Do something in return. And value your relationships. Decide always whether the relationship at this particular juncture is more important than this battle that's brewing or not. And use diplomacy. I would recommend that relationships are very important. Tread lightly when there's a situation that could create conflict and friction. And most of all, accept yourself and accept others where you are and where they are, as an important step toward having more love in our life. So try these 4 things, work on them, research materials that can help you in each of those areas. I wish you the best of luck. I wish you a life full of love and loving kindness. Have a good day.